What's up, traders? Hope you had a great trading day. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is AJ on Day Trader Boom or Bust. Sorry for being MIA for the last two trading days. Last week overall was really an emotional week in the markets for me, and Thursday resulted in another out of control loss day. I ended up taking nearly a 14-hour loss and really had to take a break on Friday to reset. Um, I'm a fighter, and I know that the success I'm looking for is just past me overcoming these, reoccurring demons that results in, these kinds of outcomes. Really, that's all I'm going to say on that here. I'm focused on looking and moving forward. And today was the start of that. So let's start by going over my watch list. As those that have watched my video know, I post this on Twitter every morning by 9:15. My Twitter handle is at AJTabayan. So there was just, there are a lot of stocks that hit the gapping up and mostly the gapping up list this morning. But after going through all of them and looking at the charts, there really wasn't anything that looked great, and definitely nothing that I loved, as I noted here. There were some that were worth watching. So what I have here is AG, which was uh, trading well off of the bullish silver. Then there's AMC, Fubo, BB BlackBerry, NKLA, WKHS Workhorse, and DKNG DraftKings. I picked all of those mostly based on what their daily charts were looking like. So that was the watch list. I ended up trading two tickers today. And so where we at here? Most of my trading was done on Workhorse, so let's take a look at that. Let me pull that up here. Also, I hope you can kind of see my mouse a little bit better with this new mouse highlighter. I can make the circle a little bit bigger, and I can even make it a different color. I'd love to hear if you want, if it's easier for you to see it that way. But okay, so Workhorse. Let's back it up here. So in the more, at the open, I was being a little bit cautious. Again, after the couple of prior days and the whole week in general last week, as I mentioned, I didn't want to rush into anything this week, although I was eager to get the week started. And I guess maybe the first note is that based on that, I didn't take my first trade till nearly 15 minutes after the open, which is a little bit out of my playbook and I did that because the markets have been choppy at the open, and for 1 minute, 2 minute, and 5 minute ORBs, opening range breakouts, it just didn't seem to be working out. It was a lot of the trades were getting chopped out, so I definitely wanted to wait till that initial volatility had calmed down and maybe there was a little bit more predictable price action that I could see. And when I do that, I generally take my cues off the 5 minute chart. This is the 1 minute chart. So let's jump over to the 5 minute chart, which will make it easier to kind of see what I was looking at. Wow, I don't know why that reset like that, but let me just zoom in here. Okay, so here we are, 5 minute chart. So as you can see, these are the first two 5 minute candles, and you can see big wicks on either side of this first 5 minute candle, and then this big red candle here engulfing the previous 5 minute candle. So definitely a lot of up and down, a lot of choppiness, a lot of volatility, and I wasn't sure where things were going to go. But as you can see, when we got to the third 5 minute candle here, I played along at the break of the top of the first 5 minute bar, and unfortunately it came back on me and stopped me out. So that definitely didn't work. But I was watching the price action and I saw that it was getting a little bit heavy. This dark line here is the opening price. Okay. And instead of playing the break of the opening candle, I waited for the break of actually the second 5 minute candle now, and I went short. So when I did that, as you can see, this one definitely worked out. I took this was almost a 2R at almost a 2R. I took a little partial there. I took another partial here at the 200. I believe, yeah, this is the 200 SMA on the 5 minute chart. And then I took another partial here. I believe this might have been a 3R, if I remember correctly. In any case, I held it. I thought it might, continue down. As you can see, there was an upside down hammer here. There's definitely some selling pressure, but unfortunately, it did turn around and stop me out over here. Sorry, I don't know what happened to my Epic Pen. Anyways, let me see if I can pull that up. Sorry. All right. There it is. All right. So yeah. Oh. Oh, it's not working. Okay, forget about that. I think you can definitely see anyways what with my highlighter here. I got stopped out over here. And then as you can see, there's a big top wick here. This is the opening price, and I played a trend continuation because I thought, you know what, this might be bouncing off here, and so I went short again. I managed to catch another, a partial here. This was probably a 25% partial at around 1.5R or so. I caught another partial over here. I think this also was 25% partial because I wanted to save most of my position for the break of low of day, which I thought it was going to do on this continuation. Unfortunately, again, it turned back around and it stopped me out over here. Now, at that point, it seemed that it was possible that this could trade in a range. I looked at R vol at this point, and it actually seemed to be decreasing. So it was there was not a lot of volume coming in, which was also indicated by, as you can see here, this was a bit of a pennant. Let me see if I can get this Epic Pen to work. Now, let me just close that, because that does not seem to be working. But anyways, as you can see here, it was making a bit of a pennant, sorry, and it definitely was consolidating. And what I thought was, I thought I would, go short. This was probably premature as I kind of look back now, but it did, it did break the bottom of this pennant, but not on enough volume. So unfortunately, that turned around and stopped me out. So I definitely waited at this point. I was scanning other charts, but I thought there was still potential here, and I didn't want to be jumping back and forth on things. Anyways, as you can see, it definitely came in here on extremely low volume. Then it started to break out. And once this larger candle, formed, and I saw more volume coming in here, I went long at the break of this pivot point, this R1 pivot, and I went long there and managed, as you can see, to get four. There was four partials here, and I was all out over here. This was a decent move. It was over a 2R move, so that was nice. And what I did do was, after that, I saw this. It was kind of, at the time, again, premature, but it was kind of forming an upside down hammer on higher volume over here. So I thought I might catch a little pullback. So I went short here, reversed my position for a quick scalp. I actually got to 1 penny, within 1 penny of what would have been my first partial here. Unfortunately, it didn't go there, but I did move. I wasn't sure. I didn't want to shoot up, and I didn't want to take a loss on this, so I did put my stop loss at break even, and it did take me out. And I figured, you know what, it was a solid move, and I ended up leaving Workhorse. At that point, I had hit pretty much goal for the day. I was pretty happy with how things were, and I was scanning for potentially one more trade, and that's where BlackBerry came in. Let me just pull that up. Okay, so this is BlackBerry, and what I saw here, as you can see, it sold off at the open. Again, this is a 5-minute chart. Sold off at the open, bounced off this S3 pivot down over here, and then started consolidating over here. And I was watching this after the Workhorse trades, and I thought, I really wasn't sure what to think of it, because obviously this is one of the stocks that have been in the sites, or at least been linked to WSB. And I found that there's been some pretty erratic price action, but it definitely looked interesting. When I saw it form, this breakout candle on good volume over here, I thought, you know what, I was above goal and I had a little bit to play with. I thought, you know what, let's try this out. And I went long, and with actually a pretty tight stop loss, I got some really nice partials here. I wasn't sure, like you can see, there's a lot of potential resistance here. This is the close of previous day. There's the pre-market. This would be pre-market high, I believe. Let me just see here. Might have been pre-market low. Actually, that was pre-market low. Sorry, pre-market high is up there. But anyways, pre-market, this red dash line, pre-market low. And then, as you can see, all these moving average, the spaghetti of moving averages. So, it could have turned around at any point, but it definitely seems strong. And you can see we were going up, and this was the other sign that I could stick with this trade, because you can see it was moving up on ascending volume. So there was definitely a lot behind this. And I eventually ended up, I was actually going to hold till the break, and try and see if it would break the high of day at the time, which was actually did break high of day. Sorry. I thought it would continue up, and I was going to play it till this R3 pivot point, which is, in retrospect, I should have, but I saw it have a little bit trouble here. As you can see, the VPOC line here, so definitely stalled there. Maybe it's a little bit more indicative on the 1-minute chart. Let's take a look at that. Oh, geez, sorry. Let's pull that. Let's zoom in there. So, yeah, this is, so you can see these couple of candles here. At the top, it formed this hammer, which at the top of the move could mean that this could have indicated the start of an isolated pivot. And I didn't want to give up any profit at that point, so I did get all out there. As you can see, it did make it up to the R3 pivot, and then came back down, and then ended up for the rest of the day consolidating at that level. But that trade there put me at over 5R for the day, so I'm definitely not complaining. So when it's all said and done, I finished my day up 5.5R. I took a total of 7 trades. Here is my P&L for the day. As you can see, my R, as I mentioned in my last video, is $25. So $132 is just over, is around 5.5R. Solid start to the week. I'm happy to have, kind of reset and get back on track. So that's it. That's all for this recap. Thanks again for hanging out with me and tuning in. If you have any comments, want to share your thoughts, or just say what's up, hit me up in the comments below. As always, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so that you get notified of any of my new videos. Let's level up our trading game together. Plan your trades and trade your plan. Have an awesome evening. I'm AJ on Day Trader Boomer Bust. Catch you on the next recap. Cheers.